What you're about to experience are my opinions and truths. I'm suggesting these possibilities for you to consider, enabling you to come up with your own conclusions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fellow decoders around the world, wherever you may be, my name is Logan. I'm going to be your tour guide for this presentation on the topic of Torah Code of Ra. Torah Code of Ra Decoded. And maybe I'll do a series on this. We started with the Torah Code featuring some of Greg Braden's material, his great research. And we're going to continue on. And ladies and gentlemen, this is completely breaking it wide open. When I say that this will completely blow you away, I truly mean that. And I know I say that a lot. That this material, it's going to, put on a pair of headphones, block out the outside world. This one's going to leave you really satisfied esoterically. This one, I promise you, will, for some of you, will rank up at the very, very, very top. Because there will be no doubt about it anymore. No question. What the God of the Bible is, how it's tied to Ra, and how the Torah has a code inside of it, which shows and reveals exactly what I'm going to say here with this Ra aspect. So I just want to give you a refresher, because the methodology that I used in the Tower of Ra Decoded was counting the letters of the Torah. And I've been so fascinated by chemistry, and especially radium-226 and the 88, the protons, that I decided one day to find out what's the 88th letter in the Torah, and you had to go to Genesis 1 verses 3, and it was the He. And then the 226th letter was the Yod. So we had the Yod He in the Torah, which links to Ra, the sun god. It's tied to the burning bush. That's why it's fire, tied to the sun. Ra. This predates Judaism, according to the research. I'm just regurgitating that, by the way, but ancient Egypt predates all of the Torah. I'm going to show you how that works with clear and compelling support for this presentation. So again, more groundbreaking material, and this one's going to be rather lengthy. I promise you, if you go all the way to the end, folks, this one will blow you away. Not 15% of you will only make it to the end. Majority of people will not. Go past them. They can't figure it out. That's totally fine. If you make it all the way to the end, congratulations. I hope you do. Okay. I'm excited to show you this information because it's so pertinent and so beautiful. So here we go. Torah Code of Ra. Here are the topics for this presentation. The very first one, we have light. Second, morning. Third, evening. Fourth, Alpha and Omega. Fifth, eye in the sky. Sixth, night and day. And seventh, beast. The beast. Okay, I'm going to show you how all this is inside the Torah. Let's begin with the first topic of light. This is what got me started on this now. Light. Because I had wondered, because since the 26 is so big, the word source is 26, but we know that the Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, which is Ra, is the 26 in its original Hebrew language. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the numerology from Hebrew and connect it. Now we're going to use the words instead of the letters. The 26th word in the Torah is light, man. It's freaking light. And what is Ra? The sun. Light. What is the Yod? The sun. Light. And the moon, because the moon is the sun at night. We're going to get to that. So there you go. Starting this thing off with a bang, the 26th word, the Yod, it's light. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, topic number 2, morning. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So here is the word morning in Genesis 1 verses 8. This is the scripture that talks about day number 2 being created. Evening and morning being separated, creating duality. There's the second day, you see, morning. And just what do you think that 88th word is? I already gave it away. It's morning. So Ra, who is the Yod-He, and Ra is the Egyptian sun god. Well, what do you think the Yod-He is? The burning bush, fire, the sun. What does the morning time mean? It's when the sun comes up, the rising of the sun. Now you're going to get Horus. Jesus is tied right to this as well. There it is, all of the letters clumped together. I'm doing this because some of you may want to start to decode some of the total numbers there and the total amount of letters. I'm going to leave all that for you. But let's keep going with this. And what about the 226th word to match the isotope 226? Guess what word that is? I got it highlighted in red. Same outcome. The word morning. So the 88th letter is morning. The 226th word is morning. There it is. And it's in Genesis 1 verses 19. What are the odds that they both are the same exact word? And what does morning mean? There it is, all clumped together. The 226th word in the Torah. Genesis 1 verses 19, it's morning time. So both 88 and 226 are morning, and you can press pause on this. This is the strong concordance to get more layers to this. It's really interesting, the word morning. People mourn when people die, but it just has the ning after, morning. It's really interesting, the phonetic spelling and how we say this and what it means. The dawn time. Lucifer is known as the son of the morning. We're going to get into that. Jesus, Lucifer, this is what this whole thing's all about. But let's take a look at the 41st word, because the word morning is 41. The numerical value of morning, which is radium 88 and the 226, is morning, and so is the word Elohim, having the same numerical value as morning. So now you get the gods that are mentioned in Genesis 1 verses 1. The Yod-Heh-Vah is nowhere to be found until Genesis 2 verses 4. But what is the 41st letter? Well, you got to go to Genesis 1 verses 5. And there it is. The 41st word in the Torah is Elohim. How about that? It matches its numerology. And then you go to chemistry over there to the left, because it's always about chemistry, because we started with radium. Now we're going to get into niobium. I just want to be clear that the Vatican City, the latitude is 41 degrees north. The Vatican City. All roads lead to Rome. Yeah, the Elohim, 41 degrees. Just so you have clarity. But I covered this niobium, I covered this in another decode exclusively on the Patreon called Underworld. And this right here is an ancient artifact from ancient Egypt. And it's in the museum in New York. And what do you see there? See, this is the sun god. This is Khepri. This is obviously the sun. And then this, what is that right there? What is this? Well, as you can see, the star with a circle is the place of the dead or the afterlife. It's the duat. It was the realm where Ra traveled at nighttime to get born again at sunrise. That's why the sun is behind it. But you see this symbol right there? Well, it's right there. Clear as day. And it's so mind-blowing because Elohim, which are the gods that created the heavens and the earth, Genesis 1 verses 1, has the same numerical value as the word morning. And this is all about the sun coming out of the underworld to make its way to the morning time. This is the marker for that. Right on that relief panel, man. You can't miss it. So now we have absolute clarity. using just Hebrew. I love using Hebrew because there's only one way to do it. That's the beauty in decoding the Torah, is there's not multiple aspects of it. There's not different versions. There's just one version. Makes it easy, and it gets it super crystal clear. So the Elohim tied to niobium, and could this be why they say the sun is 93 million miles away? Because it's what brings the sun out of the underworld. And this is tied to the Book of the Dead, which, where do you think the Bible's from? That's going to rub people the wrong way. They're going to get angry for saying that. Oh, no, it can't be that. It's absolutely that. So let's get into the next topic. Now, that was morning. Sunrise. How about the sunset? Evening. Well, now we're going to go to Radon, the other element that's got the word Ra in it. There are only two elements that have the word Ra in it like that. Radon and radium. Radon. So I'm going to look at its isotope. It's 222 for its average. Covered this in my John Wick 4, the 222 decoded. John Wick 4, and he had to climb 222 stairs to get to the sunrise, to do the battle, to do the duel at sunrise. Yeah, the dawn time. But now, we get the 222nd word in the Torah, and what is it? It means good. Evening. Good, and then what's the 86th word? Here's the 222. Just so you know, I want to show you all this stuff. Here's the 222 words. There it is. It means good. There it is. It was good, and God said it was good after he divided the light and the darkness. See? Genesis 1 verses 18. It was good. And the 86th word? Evening. The 86th word in the Torah. Genesis 1 verses 8. There it is. There's the arrow. Evening, folks. Are you seeing this? So Radon, which is two isotopes away, 88 and 86, means evening time. It means good evening, actually. There's the evening in 1 verses 8. The 86th letter, a word, in the Torah is evening. Radon. Dawn time. Dusk. Evening. I know dawn typically is the morning time. Well, you already did the morning. But these cross over into each other. So we have good morning here. Or good evening, I should say. With Radon. So now let's connect it to the Alpha and Omega. Shall we? Yeah, we're going to bring it together. So here it is. In Genesis 1 verses 8. And God called the evening and morning the second day. This is the second day now. And it has the evening and the morning. And remember that the word morning was not only the 88th word in the Torah, but the 226th word. Both of them were morning. And then the evening was the 86th word. And it was good evening. And the 222 was good. Good evening. Good morning. That's what these words link to through chemistry. It's so magnificent. And these two elements are Ra. Radon, radium. So we bring it all together, and now this was off of my Heaven Above decoded. And this is the Genesis 1 verses 8 scripture. I didn't think I'd come back to this, but here we are, because here it is right here, Genesis 1 verses 8. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. This is duality now, creating duality. And there's the numerology of morning and evening together, 79, and it's 38 and 41. 38 and 41, which is exactly the same outcome, numerically, for Alpha and Omega in the opposite. The last book of the Bible, the first book of the Bible, the last book of the Bible, using the same chapter and verse, using the same context, Alpha and Omega, morning and evening, light and darkness. They both have a numerical value of 79, which leads to gold and selenium. And selenium is the moon. So now we have a narration here of the sunrise and the sunset. And what happens when the sun sets? The moon comes out. Now you get into the sun and the moon, the alpha and omega, the evening and the morning, because the moon is the sun at night, making light for the nighttime. So you can go watch that one on the Heaven Above Decoded. So here are the words together now, so you can see them. For radium over here, both 88th word and the 226th word, they both had the outcome of morning. And that's obviously clear that morning time is when the sun rises and Ra's the sun. So now it's very crystal clear that the Yod, the God of the Bible, is Ra. Again, I mean, we already did it with the letters, now we're doing it with the words. And then the evening, the sun set. When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, now you have good evening. The 86th word is evening. The 226th word meant good. Good evening. It's so beautiful, actually. I think it is. It's so magnificent. These things. It's just magnificent. So morning and evening gives you gold. And then good morning is the 222 and the 226. It's so beautiful, if you ask me. So let's do some more code breaking here and get obvious clarity even deeper. I mean, this is in your face clarity here. Radium and radon. The two have the Ra here. Gives us a 37 for its total numerical output. Go back to chemistry and there's that eye in the sky. Rubidium. There it is. Eye in the sky. You see, so what is the eye in the sky? Radium and radon, which I'm going to postulate is the sun and the moon. The sun at night, the sun during the day. Radium and radon. The evening time, the sun at night, the moon. The morning time, the sun during the day. It's going to be Ra no matter what. Radium or radon. Radon. It's going to be both. The eye in the sky, man. And then look at the numerology of radium and radon. 18 and 19. Go to the tarot and bam, here's the clarity. Here's the clarity. It's the sun and the moon. These are interchangeable because this has radon as the sun, and radium as the moon. Radium. But I don't think it matters which way you want to postulate it. Radium could be the moon, and dawn, because dawn is another time for morning time, can be the sun. But no matter which way you slice it, no matter which way you try to configure it, when you blend the tarot into chemistry with numerology, it's so magnificent. It's so powerful. And it's so crystal clear now of what the God of the Bible is. It's the sun and the moon, man. It's nighttime and daytime, just like it says in the Torah. It says it crystal clear in Revelation 1, Genesis 1 verses 8. It's very clear. So let's talk about the eye in the sky now. Yeah, what's the 37th word in the Torah? Genesis 1 verses 4. Well, it's the word light. It's actually the light. The hay adds on the translation. This is light, which is 27. But you add the hay and it's the light. Or be light. But it's the light, man. The 37th word, which is ties to the sun and the moon. The sun at night, the sun during the day. Ra and radon. Radium and radon. Provides the light. One at night, one during the day. And it's the eye in the sky, man. It's so clear now. Here's the letters all brought together. Okay, some of you want to decode the total numerical output. There's the word, the light. It's pretty fascinating. There it is in Genesis 1 verses 4. I want to give you it all. I want to be this is as transparent as I could possibly get. Took a lot of pains to decode all this because to get all these chapters, a lot of it is challenging. So let's get into night and day now. Since this is what Genesis 1 verses 8 is, night and day and evening, alpha and omega. Yep, sun and moon. So here is the words day and night in the Torah. Day on the right, night on the left, yellow and red. Here they are in Genesis 1 verses 5. And God called The light day and the darkness he called night. Evening and morning. There they are again. Okay? And it's not Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, it's Elohim again. The Yod is nowhere to be found until Genesis 2 verses 4, but it doesn't matter because it leads to the same thing. Day and night. Right there. The 46th word and the 43rd word. The total numerical value is 39 and 29. So those of you that are fans of the cards, let's begin with this. This amazing system, man. This is a oracle, as Sharon, the great card reader, says. It is an oracle. It is definitely that. And we're going to take the tarot to get the picture. This is what it means for the sun and the moon to play and have interchange and exchange in our reality. I'm going to start over here to the right. We're going to look at the daytime. We're going to go to solar spread number 29 to match the numerical output of the word day in Hebrew. And I'm going to look to the 29th card in that space, sitting in space number 27. Remember, the word light is 27. There it is, the sun, light. Okay? Then we're going to look to the tarot cards that represent the Three of Diamonds. We have the Three of Pentacles from the Three of Diamonds. Card number 67. 67 is the 19th prime number. 19 is the sun card in the major arcana. The sun wants to collaborate with you. It wants to show you your purpose, which is what I hope all of you are doing now, studying your code to know what it's using you for, the spirit, the sun. And then when it collaborates with you and has its purpose, now it wants to create the future by opening up possibilities of grabbing onto. And this person right here is literally holding on to the wand here, which I would think is the sun, with the world in the palm of its hands. It's the futurist. So this is the daytime. See, the daytime wants to collaborate. It has a purpose with you, and it's going to move through all these possibilities in your screenplay, and it's going to be the futurist of who you are. Now you come over to the nighttime. Now it's the moon. We go to solar spread number 39. We look to the 39th card, and it's sitting in space number 15. We know the devil card in the major arcana is the 15th card. Makes a lot of sense. Because, see, the King of Diamonds, card 39, ends up becoming the last card in the major arcana, called the King of Pentacles, which means riches and materialism. The moon is your emotions. The sun at night. And then it's paired with the Four of Diamonds, the Four of Pentacles, and now it has greed. It becomes greedy because it's afraid of losing. Why would it be afraid of losing? Because everything that it gains in the underworld, everything that it gains when it's shining in the sky, it's going to lose it when the sun comes back up. You don't get to keep it. These have to do an exchange every time. When the sun comes up, it moves back to this. When the moon comes up, it moves back to this. And they just do a tango. That's all they do, is they do a tango. And they work together as the Alpha and Omega. That's how amazing tarot is to get the picture, and how amazing the cards are, et cetera, et cetera. How about chemistry? If that didn't impress you, this will, I promise. Numerology and chemistry, alchemology. Numerology and chemistry brought together, alchemology. Well, the nighttime, yttrium. The daytime, copper. What's so fascinating is the nighttime, it's got the serpent's tongue right on it. It's got the yin yang right on it. This is yin yang too, make no mistake about it. But this one clearly has the yin yang right on it. So we're just taking the outcome of the numerology and matching it up with the protons. So it's yttrium and copper. And we're going to start with the daytime and copper, which comes from this word right here, Cyprium AES, from the Latin. I'm going to decode that in a little bit, but look at the clues, man. Look at the melting point. 1,084 degrees Celsius. I already knew what that 184 is. There it is. So now we go right into our DNA. These are the 5 elements that make up our DNA. When you add up the molar mass, you get 74. That connects to the 74 protons in tungsten. Tungsten has that 184 isotope. There it is, right there. This is not stretching anything. This is the daytime. Because, see, this is the sun becoming you and I. That's what this means. And then we covered this in the Vesica Piscis, the radius in Ra, and how the square root of 3 of the measurement of the Vesica Piscis, when these two circles merge together, becomes the 418, which is a number permutation of the 184, which is our DNA. I just covered this in a previous decode. See, the sun wants to play here. It wants to use, it's going to use you to collaborate and go on a future path of possibilities. And it does that by becoming, the melting means that the sun becomes matter, light into matter, and it becomes a human being. And now you have a light body. Your light slowed down into physical matter. And this is the all-seeing eye of Shalom Ra right here, which I covered already twice. And it becomes the deoxyribonucleic acid from the ribonucleic acid. So this is what it looks like from the perspective of the sun. Here is the sun for 13 months, taken on the same day of every month for 13 months. It creates that boomerang shape. And this right here is ribonucleic acid, which is the messenger of deoxyribonucleic acid, which is this. Well, it just so happens that ribonucleic acid, when you break it all the way down into single digits, is the 2 and the 9, which matches the 2 and the 9 right there, which matches that 3 of diamonds, which is right there tied to the word daytime. So it becomes the ribonucleic acid, copper, and it fits right in there. The path of the sun becomes the ribonucleic acid from this copper, the daytime. All from the Torah, folks. The path of man. So this is where it's at, man. This is the humdinger of the whole entire presentation, although you may not think so. And I already showed this before, but this is the groundbreaking material right here, man. The sun creating that S wave, which is the sine wave, creating the daytime. It wants to play. This is the futurist. It wants to collaborate. It will collaborate with you. The daytime, the soul, the spirit inside of you. It's Ra. The morning time. Okay. Morning was 88. Morning was 226. The words in the Torah were both morning. The sun. And then you get the nighttime. And so this is another huge humdinger because, see, in Revelation, when it talks about the dragon and the beast, well, they both have a numerical value of 69. Drakon and Therion are both 69. That's because the dragon and the beast are the sun and the moon, and they create yin yang. And the daytime is copper, and the nighttime is yttrium. And there's the snake's tongue right there. And when you do the numerology of these two elements, you get 56. Which is this element called barium. The Ra, the Ba, and the Ka in ancient Egypt. See the 138 right there? From Dragon and Beast, it's right there on barium. And it's a match to the 56. This is how amazing chemistry is with numerology. So what does the night and day mean? The dragon and the beast, which is the sun and the moon, which is the father. See, this is the word father in Hebrew. It's alpha and bet. 1 and 2. Well, what's the first letter in the English alphabet? A. What's the second? B. Alphabet. The father. Barium. The father. And it's lights, camera, action. Been showing this for a long time. Thank you, Roland. A lot of great decoders have given me so many big tidbits. So the two elements from the original Latin and where yttrium from Sweden, they both have the 56 right there, which is this barium, the Ra, the Ba, and the Ka, man. the lights, camera, action. It's the daytime and the nighttime. It's the sun and the moon. And these create the analema shapes, the 88, which is going to be Ra. 88. Ra. Radium. Radon. So, you want another big truth bomb? Here it is. Here's the day and the night through chemistry and adding up all neutrons, protons, and electrons. This one's big, folks. This one may be the humdinger of the presentation. Nighttime and daytime, yttrium and copper. Add up all the neutrons, protons, and electrons. You get 220. Which just so happens to be the numerical value of the trees in Genesis. The tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right off of the Torah, or the Hebrew text, is 220. So now we have, to me, it's absolute clarity. There is no doubt about it anymore. There is zero doubt, zero doubt anymore that the tree of life and tree of knowledge, oh, they're separate, but they're one and the same because it's the sun and the moon. It's the daytime and the nighttime. And we go to sleep at night. We wake up during the day. But you play in both of those arenas. Tree of life, tree of knowledge. It's the daytime and the nighttime. Absolute clarity. Here is the 220th word in the Torah. Just for good measure, just so you can be absolute clear with me on this. The 220th word in the Torah to match tree of life, tree of knowledge, and to match all of the neutrons, protons, and electrons of yttrium and copper, which is the night and the day in the Torah, which is duality. What is the 220th word? Right there. And guess what that word is, folks? Take a wild guess. It's the Elohim. Yep. It's the Elohim. Right here. Which is another word for God. 220th word is Elohim. The 220 is the tree of life and tree of knowledge. There isn't any separation between the two other than it's night and day. That is all it means. I have no doubt about it anymore. This is the absolute support I needed personally to now put this to rest. And that's it. To put it to rest, the Elohim. So, we'll go back to this again. Let's keep going. I got more content. If you weren't already wowed, we'll go back to this right here. The day and the night. We're going to keep going with this one. And I thought this was absolutely fascinating. That the word night in the Torah is the 46th word. It has a numerical value of 39. And this is the Isaiah 14 verses 12 word in the Torah, only mentioned one time, which is Lucifer, right? Halil. And look at what letters the word night uses. Exactly the same 4 letters that Halil has, or Lucifer. Except it has Lamed first. This has Hey first. They both have the Yod in the second position. Lamed, Hey. But they have 2 Lameds, 1 Yod, and 1 Hey, just like the word Lucifer. Coincidence? No. No, this is a permutation. An anagram, right? So what is this saying? Lucifer's the nighttime. The sun at night, which would obviously mean the moon. That's what it would mean. That's what this is saying. So now we have a very crystal clear, I think pretty crystal clear, is that Jesus and Lucifer are the day and the night. The sun at night, the sun in the morning. Radium, radon. The sun and the moon are the day and the night, which is the Elohim. It's the Elohim. So there isn't a separation here other than you saying it's a separation between day and night. Both function and serve in this dualistic reality that we call life. So can we go further if we add up the words? Yep. 46th word, 43rd word, day and night. What does that give us a value of? 89. And what is 89 tied to? AM, PM. This 89 is the numerology of when you spell out and say AM, PM. Ante-meridium, post-meridium is AM, PM. AM is daytime, PM is nighttime. There's the 89. There's the 89 right there. It doesn't get any more clear than that. Nighttime and daytime, yep, AM, PM. 89 is the 24th prime number, and there's night and day. I think it's pretty simple. There's absolutely no doubt anymore. 0 doubt now of what all this stuff means. And I had done this on the Horus and Set Decoded. And ladies and gentlemen, this will be my final answer on this. Is that the AM, daytime, would represent Jesus. Horus. Jesus is Horus. That's where Jesus came from. Jesus is an offspring of ancient Egypt, and Jesus Christ is Horus. Horus is the rising of the sun. Well, Horus has a nemesis called Set. And guess what Set gets? Lucifer, the moon, the nemesis of the sun. Both of them are suns. Lucifer's the sun at night. Horus is the sun during the daytime. Both of them serve Ra. You can see that Jesus is a 9, matching the word Adam. And Lucifer is a 1 when you reduce it down, matching the word Eve. You ladies, you get the Lucy. Eve are the women. That is why the story of biting the apple was first done by the woman who got tempted by the serpent before Adam did. And then he followed suit to create duality in the story in that context. It's just that easy, man. Jesus is Horus. That's where it came from. That's why if you study ancient Egypt, you'll see a lot of filtration and crossovers. And instead of the cross, they use the Ankh. It's just that simple, folks. So, can we bring chemistry into this? Yep. This will also be element 88, which is radium, but actinium has the 229, which is an alpha emitter. And this leads into the last and final topic called beast, which is right here. The 666, the beast, which is tied to the sun, which is tied to the moon. Yeah, well, when you add up all the verses, called theonumerology, when you add up all the verses, all 13 of them, you get 229, which is this. So what is the beast? Day and night. Horus and Set. That's what the beast is. It's going to branch off into many other things. Let's do that. Let's do that. We can take the numerical value of day and night and add those up. We get 68. And with 68 is tied to the number of the beast. Matter of fact, the man who wrote Number of the Beast from Iron Maiden, Stephen Harris, his name matches Number of the Beast, which already tells me this guy's he's not his own. Just like the idea that he had to write the song wasn't coming from him. It came to him, but it wasn't from him. It's the daytime and the nighttime. That's what the beast is, which represents our pineal gland. When you awake, daytime. When you go to sleep, nighttime. That's the pineal gland. Essentially, that is the beast. That is the face of God, is the pineal gland, the pineal gland in the book through Jacob, in the Old Testament. And the numerologies of the both world wars are 68. So what is the 68th word in the Torah? Got to go to Genesis 1 verses 7. And look at what word it is, folks. It's got a numerical value of 34. Look at what it means. To divide /separate. This word right here. The 68th word, which is tied to the beast of day and night. It's day and night now. Remember, this 29 and 39 add up to 68. 68 is tied to the number of the beast. And the 68th word in the Torah means to divide and separate. What did God do when he separated the night from the day? Use this word. Separate. Divide the day and the night. I'm going to give you a sun at night. It's going to be called Luna, the moon. I'm going to give you a light during the daytime, Shemesh, the sun. But you mean to tell me the 68th word, which means divide and separate, which is why do world wars happen? Because people don't agree upon things. Division, separation. It's so clear, man. It's just so crystal clear now. Like blinders came off for me doing this because it just was obvious. So we can go further, right? The word divide, separate in Hebrew 34, connected to chemistry, alchemology. That's selenium. What is selenium? The moon. The moon separates from the sun and becomes the beast. This is Revelation 13 verses 1, and the beast, of course, needs a counterpart, which is the dragon, and the dragon is the sun. Dragon is the sun, the daytime. The beast is the moon, the nighttime. Both of them make up the dragon-beast system. Are you seeing this? I hope so, folks. That the moon divides and separates from the spirit from the ego. Because the nighttime is where your ego comes in. The daytime is the spirit. The moon represents the sun at night. It's the daytime, the nighttime, and it's the separator. I hope you're seeing this. I don't really think this presentation gets any more clearer at all. And now you know that the tree of life and tree of knowledge just means the Elohim, which just means the daytime and the nighttime. That's it. And when people do religious things, when they do religious rituals, like when they do the Passover, they're worshiping both the night and the day. Why? Because when you do the Passover, the sun has to be setting. And the moon has to be the first full moon in order to do the Passover. So essentially, what are you doing with the Passover, folks? You're worshiping nature. You're worshiping the daytime, the passing over from the day to the night and the night to the day. That is why you have to do the sunset and the first full moon. These Easter and the drinking of the blood and vampirism and cannibalism, this is all pledging to the sun and the moon, the beast system, which is the daytime and the nighttime, which is duality. It makes up duality. And I don't think it gets any more clear than that. So now you know what Ra is and what radium is and Lucifer and Jesus, Horus and Set. It's the rising and setting of the sun. It's the rising and setting of the moon. It's the 88, the analema, the 88 keys on a piano, white and black, duality. It doesn't get any more clear than that. And we clarified it with the Torah code blown wide open. We first, doing the letters. Now we did the words. And I'll probably do another one of these, but this one was, to me, is absolute clarity on our reality. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have some comments, just make sure you keep them cordial. It's all about loving here. You don't have to agree, but I'd love to hear your comments and keep them coming. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for today. My name is Logan for Decode Your Reality. Until next time, we will see you later.